As I introduced to you my marketing principles in my last episode, if you haven't seen it, you can find the link up there or in the show notes below. But now we enter the third part of the principles, the touch points. Really dig down on where your customer is and the touch points where you can connect on a contextual, cultural, and community level. I'm pretty excited about this one as it is about human behavior, which means that I and we can do all we can to affect people's decisions. Wow. What's up everybody, Arnt Eriksen here with yet another 5-Minute Friday. Here's what I need you to do. Number 1, subscribe. Number 2, give it a thumbs up or smash it if you so desire. I want this to be a conversation, so please leave a comment down below and connect with me on Twitter or Instagram. But now, let's just jump into it. So far, we have covered insights and ambition. And now we're getting into the juicy stuff, human behavior. What makes people tick? And I'm talking about your brand's touch points, where you need to dig down on where your customer is, and the touch points where you can connect on a contextual, cultural, and community level. Now, before we can figure out how to connect with our tribe, we need to figure out the what makes people do what they do. This means we need to map out the customer journey. I've used my own model for this, which I've called the Find, Like, Love model. I talked about this multiple times, and now I will give you what's needed for you to create one for your brand. So the 3 stages are about where the customer is and what is needed to make a decision. Let me explain. The challenge with the customer journey is all the different touch points that are out there at the moment. So how to tackle that properly? Back in the days when I started out in this wonderful world of marketing, it was a model called the AIDA model. Attention, interest, desire, and action. The customer journey of the time. Now, my Find, Like, Love model might seem too simple, but it touches on these points. Awareness, engagement, the find. Purchase and use more, the like. Satisfaction and delight, advocacy, love. And this should be an infinity loop. Before, the focus was just about getting a customer to buy. Now it's about building relationships so that you'll have a returning customer that stays for as long as possible, built on transparency, loyalty, and because they are delighted to be in a relationship with your brand. It sounds easy, right? Now, I'm not here to scare you, so let me explain what you need to map out for the customer journey. The touch points, meaning where you reach your customer, existing or new ones. What are the trigger points, their drivers and barriers? How can communication change or affect their behavior so that they either become a new customer or a recurring customer that buys more from you and more frequently, if that's possible? Think of the find stage as the stage where you are talking to strangers. They know nothing about you or your brand, so how do you engage with them? How do you make them aware? Well, do you solve a problem? If you do, then you have your driver. But surely this problem must be addressed by other brands as well. Or perhaps they are scared of testing something new. There's your barrier. Now think about how you can reduce the barrier and motivate the driver. That's the message. Okay, so they go from being a stranger to becoming your customer. They've gone from find to like, because they wouldn't become a customer unless they like your brand, product or service, right? Okay, again, think about the same things. What is the driver for them to use the product or service? And what is the barrier? And what can you say, message, to change behavior? In this stage is all about the experience of using the product or service. How is the packaging, the instructions, the material, the branding, the tonality, etc. The last stage, they know about you, they bought from you, and now you need to figure out how to make them love you. To be delighted enough so that they, 1, recommend you to their network, but 2, stay with you over time and become a loyal and returning customer. It's like I said, think of it as a relationship. It needs to be taken care of and maintained. The grass isn't greener on the other side if you make sure to take great care of your own grass, right? So make sure your customers know and feel this. The only way to make sure that you are handling them properly is by mapping out the customer journey, because then you know the touch points for your marketing and how that can influence their behavior into entering a long-term relationship with you and your brand. Relationships are built on trust, and trust comes from delivering consistently and delighting them. Well, that was the end of this 5-Minute Friday session. Thank you for giving me your time and attention. I do hope I managed to inform, enlighten, and entertain you. If you like this video, please consider giving it a good thumbs up. If you like the style of this video, hit that subscribe button while you're at it. It actually makes a difference. I do hope you enjoy my insights that I share with you. Next session, I will talk to you about the blueprint. What role will communication play? The tonality, tone of voice, visual elements, and assets to make all the above points come to play. Until then, be safe, stay awesome, and I'll see you next Friday.